Hello everyone, it's me, Anthony Couch, a guitarist on YouTube. Today talking about boring old rhythm guitar. Only joking, it's not boring, it's just when compared to the lead playing stuff, it gets a bit neglected. Sometimes I get students who ask me about how to create or how to improve rhythm. Mainly how to create rhythms, those acoustic guitarists that I teach, and they know these chords, as I'm sure you do, and then they go, but I play the same strum pattern for everything. How do I come up with new rhythms? Oh no, they don't even ask that, they say, show me some new rhythms. And I say, no, I can do one better. I can show you an exercise that improves your rhythm. And that's what this video is all about today. All you're going to need is a piece of paper, a pen, and then about 4 or 5 plectrums. Oh, and let's not forget everyone's best friend, the metronome. But before we get on to the exercise itself, I want to know, down in those comments, who do you think is the greatest rhythm guitarist of all time? Let me know in those comments. I think I know who's going to pop up a few times. Okay then, all you're going to do on this piece of paper is you're simply going to write the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then, in between those numbers, you're going to put the ands, which then results in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm immediately going to get the metronome ticking, and the beat of the tick falls on the numbers. The ands aren't highlighted by the metronome. So as you read those numbers along, it's 1 and, it's a bit fast. Let me take that a bit slower. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now simply, the exercise is you're going to think about well, you're going to play 4 notes. In fact, it's easier if I just show you. Instead of saying those numbers, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Notice I'm not doing everything as a down pick. That's its own exercise. You can do that where you play everything as a down pick. But I'm sticking to this unwritten rule of rhythm guitar and all the books, that if a note falls on the beat, it's a down pick. If the note comes off the beat, then it's an up pick. That's very important for later on. So the exercise starts off simply like that. Okay, now earlier on I said that you needed a handful of plectrums. Well, you do. I'm going to cover with a plectrum one of those numbers. I'm going to cover number 1, like this. Now I'm not working on a high-tech setup over here, I'm on the floor, literally on the floor. So now I'm not going to strum or pick on beat 1, but I'm going to pretend to. This is what I was talking about before. I'm going to pretend to strum, so then when I do that and of 1, it becomes an upstroke, like this. 3, 4. 4 and 1, 2, 4. Do you get where I'm coming from there? And I'm sure you can see, you're way ahead of me, you can see where I'm going with this as an exercise, because right now it's quite easy. What about if I just move that to the and of 2? So my plectrum is now over the and of 2. Going to be a nice standard rhythm, not very syncopated. I'm saying like this. 3, 4. Yeah, that was right. 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, when you get really confident with this stuff, you just take the metronome up. This is how you come up with some nice rhythms. That sounds heavy metal to me. Speed it up. about if we now introduce a second plectrum? I'm going to leave that one on the and of 2, but I'm now going to add another plectrum to beat 4. And I'm going to turn the metronome down because that's going to make it a bit easier. So what have I got? 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. It's a bit too slow. Let's get that a nice speed. 2, 3, 4. Ah, here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. The sooner you can get away from counting and just feel it, the better. And it doesn't have to be these boring old E notes. You could go. But you've got to pretend to strum even when you don't need to strum. That puts your plectrum and your entire hand and arm in the right place for when the speed goes up and you need to keep your timing to where you are in the bar. What would that sound like? A bit faster. You can mess about with the left hand stuff if you want. Exercises don't have to be boring all the time, just most of the time. So mix it up a little bit. I'm going to add a third plectrum. What about if I mix these up? If I put a plectrum on beat 2, one on the and of 4, and one on beat 3. Got to stop to think about it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Dum 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 dum. Get the metronome going. 3, 4. And then whenever you can, as soon as you can, don't rely on reading it. Try and feel that new rhythm that you've created. I can't do it and talk at the same time. Okay then. And then ramp up the speed. Doing it with scales, that's an interesting one. But I got the picking pattern wrong. Let's see if I can fix that. Ah, no. It's tough. Well, you see the evolution of it. It starts off with just picking everything, then forcing yourself by using the plectrums to cover up the beats and the ands to think outside the box. I'm going to add a fourth plectrum to finish off. Let's get the metronome nice, manageable speed. Right, I'm going to put one on the and of. I'm going to put one on 1, one on the and of 2, one on 3, and one on 4. Okay then. So that leaves me with 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 2. And you always take a moment to try and read it and hear it. Soon as you've got it under your fingers, forget reading it. Try and feel the new rhythm that you've created. That's what this is about. You're not always going to read rhythm. That'd be rubbish. You want to internalize this stuff. What have we got then? 1. Oh, no volume. 2, 3, 4, 1. Always pretending to strum, even when you don't need to. There we go. Very basic exercise, but I find that when people do it, it shows them that it's not really about teach me a new rhythm. It's that you need to pretend to strum on all those beats and on the upstrokes as well. Because all it is, rhythm is that, but not strumming some of them. Don't know why I did a D chord like that, just to show off probably, but I failed. Okay then, who's the best rhythm player? Let me know down there in those comments. Coming up, more lead playing probably, don't know, I've not decided yet. It's always good when you let me know down in the comments. Sometimes I feature your comments if they're really good ideas that urge me to make a video in response. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm off to go and practice the paper plectrum practice routine, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Already veered off into something unrelated.